Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I need to talk about the brand new exotic sword, Ergo Sum, dropping in Destiny 2 the final shape, because this thing is fantastic and just might be my favorite exotic of all time in the franchise's history, which is saying a lot coming from a day one Destiny 1 veteran. Now, why is this thing so good? I'm going to talk about everything it can possibly roll with, how to obtain it in the first place, and where to farm it as well. But first, let's go over all the special qualities of this brand new weapon. You can get this with random rolls, and it is the first ever special sword. Both of those already make this unique, but some of the traits that it gets are pretty wild. Now, the first perk is actually fixed. It's called Transcendent Duelist, making this a fantastic option for Prismatic because Ergo Sum Final Blows accelerate light and darkness prismatic bars, so essentially you can get Transcendence even faster by using this weapon all the time. The sword receives a 50% damage increase while Transcendent, which is a nice healthy chunk, and defeating targets with Ergo Sum lengthens Transcendence. So if you do pop your Transcendence, you're using your sword, maybe tossing a grenade here or there, you're going to extend this by quite a bit and do a bunch more damage. But that's not all. You also will have different frames that this sword comes with. Aggressive, think of something like Throne Cleaver. You also have Lightweight, which is like the Gold Tusk. Vortex, Spin to Win, like the Fallen Guillotine. A Caster Sword, like Solar Scar, where you send out the blasts of whatever energy you are using. But finally, you also have a brand new Wave Frame, which is my personal favorite. Sends a wave along the ground, and if you use a heavy attack and if you use a light attack immediately after, you will actually create a homing strike that seeks targets. So already you're going to have a lot to farm with, not only with rolls like Honed Edge, which you want for increased damage, but also these different types of frames and exotic traits. So not only will you get different frames to pair with, you also have to find the frame type that you like alongside the exotic traits. And these exotic traits are absolutely silly and why I love this thing so much. So going on down the list, there are insectoid robot grenades like the Colony. Defeated targets drop insectoid robots that chase and explode close to other targets. That's pretty hilarious to me. The other one that I think is pretty funny is Unplanned Reprieve from the Telesto. Powered heavy attacks emit projectiles that detonate with a delayed Void Blast. Again, that could be very, very silly. Stormbringer from the Cloud Strike. Rapid Final Blows create a lightning storm at the target's location. So, again, just pretty silly overall. Now, my favorite roll that I have right now is actually a arc frame, the wave frame sword with the arc conductor. So powered heavy attacks, which reminder, if you use your heavy attack is going to be that wave of damage along the ground. Charge the wielder, enabling them to resist arc damage and chain lightning to nearby targets. This is absolutely insane. You can essentially use your heavy attack, kill an enemy, and then just run in the middle of a bunch of them, and it's just going to chain from you to all the enemies that are around you, and it is absolutely wild. It's not the best damage, but it is hilarious for ad clear, and I think could be quite useful, especially if you are facing arc threat in an activity and you need to be protected from arc. This could come in really, really handy. The one that I got that I was least excited about is the Perfect Fifth. This is from Polaris Lance. Every 5 hits, attach a delayed solar explosive, scorching your target. This one felt underwhelming. Slashing 5 different times just to get the explosion just didn't feel as good as some of the other options. And it's probably the least exciting one for me personally, but hopefully that gets changed in the future. Maybe a little bit of a buff, because even the explosion didn't feel like it was all that great. Then we've got the Sacred Frame from Tiku's Divination. Powered heavy attacks mark nearby targets, causing them to explode upon death. Striking marked targets with a light attack detonates them. So essentially you would want to do a heavy attack into a light attack for the maximum effect there. Then the next one, I also got this roll as well, Gathering Light, like the Traveler's Chosen. Final blows with his weapon grant stacks of Gathering Light improving guard stacks and lunge range. Stowing this weapon consumes all stacks, granting melee, grenade, and class ability energy. So, with that roll, you could run it with Transcendence as well, and you are just going to be spamming abilities as you are swapping in and out of this weapon. It sounds absolutely insane, and this could be a very versatile build weapon because of how much ability spam you can actually do, especially, again, using it with Prismatic could be pretty wild. But the one that I think the most people are going to go for is Wolfpack rounds. Powered heavy attacks cause nearby sword wielders to emit tracking missiles with every attack. Sounds hilarious, and it definitely is. This is the one that I think most people will go for, because if you are doing a sword DPS for a target and you have one of these bad boys and a bunch of other heavy swords, it's just going to be absolutely ridiculous. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I want to get that roll for sure. That will probably go better with something like the Vortex frame for extra damage, but you might just use it because it does work with your own swords as well. So you probably will swap from that to a secondary sword, a heavy sword at that point, in order to do the most damage. So I definitely think that is a great option and one that everybody should be chasing down. But how do you get different rolls of this? First off, you are going to have to complete the Destined Heroes quest to get it to drop in the first place. Do not do any of your Pathfinder or Daily Overthrow activities before getting the Ergo Sum, because you will essentially lose out on that progress for the week. So make sure you do the Destined Heroes quest first, obtain it. It is a somewhat lengthy quest. You're going to have to do different missions, but they're absolutely worthwhile because they're very fun and really tie into the different characters that are helping you out after the Final Shape main campaign is completed. Again, you're going to have to complete the campaign before you can get this anyway, and then you're going to be able to farm this from two different methods. One, Pathfinder, you have essentially 2 chances at different rolls per week by completing your Pathfinder that's found on the Pale Heart location. So do that first. That is going to really help you. And you can actually do that while you are also doing the Daily Overthrow activity, which is the second method of farming these rolls. That one, there's no limitations. You can farm as much as you want, and that's going to probably be your best chance to get these. Although it doesn't look like it's a guaranteed drop every time. It does look like it is just a chance at getting another roll. So good luck farming for this weapon. I think everyone's going to be chasing this one down, but it might take some time to get the exact roll that you want. I know I'm absolutely loving my one with the Arc Conductor that I absolutely love, but there are some better options out there as well that could really benefit my account. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Destiny 2 content. I've been absolutely loving the Final Shape, and I'm going to show off more videos for this game in the near future. Definitely stay tuned for that. My name is JoPa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.